So last night we read Time magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover?
Yup, here we go again. Another WNBA award, which of course means more WNBA drama. A'ja Wilson was announced as Sports Illustrated's WNBA Player of the Year. On the surface, there should be absolutely no controversy or surprise here. A'ja had a phenomenal season, league MVP, and a stat line that was miles ahead of the pack. And yeah, a lot of fans are celebrating. But as you know, there are only 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and WNBA drama. And A'ja's award win is stirring up a lot of internet chatter. Just wait until you hear what people are saying. It's priceless. And if you've been paying attention to the recent Caitlin Clark backlash, you could see it coming from a mile away. It was the perfect opportunity for her fans to clap back. But there is some good news for Caitlin and the WNBA, if they play their cards right, which they don't always do. Okay, grab your popcorn. Here's what happened. Let's start with the obvious. A'ja Wilson's winning Sports Illustrated's Player of the Year award was anything but controversial. She was the 2024 WNBA MVP, leading the league in points and was second in rebounds. A'ja's defensive presence was unmatched, anchoring the Las Vegas Aces as they excelled during the regular season. And let's not forget her leadership. She's the kind of player who elevates her team and sets the standard for excellence. Simply put, A'ja earned this award. It's very difficult to argue otherwise. Her ability to dominate on both ends of the court isn't just impressive, it's generational. A'ja is the type of player who defined an era, much like those who came before her. Not only was her stats leading the team, but her poise in clutch moments proved why she was the season's MVP. Whether it was sinking key free throws or locking down opponents' defenses, A'ja has shown why she's in a league of her own.
Getting the ball to her, defense double team, A'ja Wilson with the 3.
Runs and shows some help and gets in the gap and forces her to pass.
The fortuitous bounce and one for A'ja Wilson.
Fans and analysts alike celebrated the honor, applauding A'ja for yet another remarkable season. This wasn't just a win for A'ja, it was a win for her team, the Aces, a team that reflects her competitive spirit and work ethic. It's hard to imagine the Aces' success without A'ja at the center of it all. In short, A'ja winning this award wasn't just expected, it was somewhat inevitable. But here's where things get spicy. A'ja's well-deserved win of the Sports Illustrated Player of the Year wasn't the only major headline this awards season. A'ja's award came just weeks after Caitlin Clark was named Time's Athlete of the Year, and the backlash to Caitlin's win was, well, insane. The backlash was swift and loud. Cheryl Swoops, a WNBA legend, suggested the Time Award wasn't about being the best athlete, but about narrative and hype.
My question is, like the criteria, is it based off of her performance on the court, which, yeah, she had a great year, or is it more about the impact that she had on the game this season?
Sheila Johnson, owner of the Washington Mystics, went even further, claiming Caitlin's race played a factor in her recognition, and went on to suggest that players like Angel Reese and A'ja Wilson weren't receiving the same credit. She also argued that the entire WNBA should have been honored instead of singling out one player.
And it's because of the draft of the players that came in. It's just not Caitlin Clark, it's Reese. We have so much talent out there that has been unrecognized. And I don't think we can just pin it on one player. I feel really bad because I've seen so many players of color that are equally as talented, and they never got the recognition that they should have.
To some, Caitlin's accolades seemed less like a celebration of talent and more like an opportunity to stir division. Critics argued that her success has shadowed other deserving players, even though her on-court performance clearly stood out. The idea of celebrating the whole league isn't new, but it misses the point. Awards like Time's Athlete of the Year or SI's Player of the Year are about individuals who transcend the game, not participation trophies for everyone. Let's not forget what Caitlin accomplished in 2024.
And now Clark comes up with a steal. Clark thought about pulling up from 3, will dip inside and lay it in. It is Caitlin Clark able to clear for Indiana.
Caitlin coming off that 20-point performance right here, handling the physicality of A'ja.
Clark, step back 3, knocks it down.
Caitlin had a historic rookie season. It was one for the ages, a season that redefined what a rookie could accomplish in the WNBA. Caitlin led the Indiana Fever to their first playoff appearance since 2016, completely transforming a team that has been struggling for years. She was also a record breaker. She shattered records, averaging nearly 20 points and 8 assists per game. Her scoring progress was unmatched. Whether it was her patented logo threes or clutch shots in crunch time, Caitlin delivered game after game. She broke the rookie record for most three-pointers in a single season, proving that her range is unlike anything the league has seen. She also had an immense economic impact. Caitlin wasn't just a star on the court. She brought massive attention to the league, with her games drawing record TV ratings and her jersey leading league-wide sales. Fever games went from being sparsely attended to sold-out events. Her jersey wasn't just the top seller for the Fever. It led the entire WNBA. In short, Caitlin didn't just play basketball, she changed the game and rewrote what it meant to be a rookie in the WNBA. Her impact in 2024 was undeniable. It wasn't just a good rookie season. It was a seismic shift for the league itself. She wasn't just a star for the Fever, she became a league-wide phenomenon. The criticisms were loud and honestly a little unhinged. We had people questioning why Caitlin was getting so much credit when the WNBA is a team sport. Others argued that players like Angel Reese or even A'ja Wilson deserved the spotlight more. And then there was Sheila Johnson's infamous comment about putting the whole league on the cover, which sparked debates across social media. Why are we acting like Caitlin Clark did this all by herself? The league deserves the recognition. A'ja and Angel have been just as impactful, but Caitlin gets all the credit. The issue here isn't Caitlin Clark. It's the fact that her success is being used as a lightning rod for larger debates about recognition and representation in women's basketball. Caitlin's accolades shouldn't come at the expense of acknowledging other great players like Angel Reese or A'ja Wilson. At the same time, Caitlin's achievements shouldn't be diminished to make a broader point about inequality. It's just counterproductive, especially when her impact on the league is just so clear. So when A'ja won, Caitlin Clark fans couldn't help but use the announcement to make a point. Will the owner of the Mystics call for the entire WNBA to be recognized? They couldn't make everyone POTY. Why didn't SI nominated the whole WNBA as Player of the Year SMH? Way to be inclusive, SI. Honestly, it's pretty funny, the timing is perfect, and I don't think any of it is directed at A'ja, who we all know deserved to win the Player of the Year. It's directed at the Caitlin haters who cried foul just days earlier about A'ja not getting recognition, claiming everyone should get credit, then saying none of that shit when A'ja wins a solo award. But here's the thing. I think these two awards going to Caitlin and A'ja back-to-back in such a short window is a good thing for the WNBA if they play their cards right. While the league continues to promote the Caitlin Clark-Angel Reese narrative, the real rivalry should be between Caitlin Clark and A'ja Wilson. Think about it. A'ja is the reigning MVP, and now SI's Player of the Year. Caitlin is the league's most marketable star, breaking records and drawing comparisons to all-time greats like Steph Curry. The only real argument Caitlin Clark haters really have against her is that there are other players who have performed better statistically and have accomplished more in the WNBA. This is why they can't stand that Caitlin is more popular than A'ja. So naturally, both players will have something to prove. Who is the best? They'll face each other 3 times in the upcoming season. These two players are at different stages of their careers. A'ja is an already established superstar, and Caitlin is the rising phenom. But their talents are more closely matched than you'd realize. This isn't about trash talk or taunts, it's about basketball.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
The Clark-Reese storyline has had its time, but it feels forced at this point. A'ja and Caitlin are closer in talent and impact than Caitlin and Angel Reese. Angel and Caitlin are very different types of players, and their paths rarely cross in meaningful ways. With A'ja and Caitlin, though, the stakes are higher, the talent gap is narrower, and the competition is just undeniable. Both players have something to prove. A'ja wants to make an argument for being WNBA GOAT, while Caitlin wants to show she's the best player in the league, silence the haters. A'ja Wilson is the league's gold standard. She has proven her dominance year after year, and her leadership on and off the court has helped cement her role as one of the league's most respected players.
Lead back up to 10. Hamby swatted there by Wilson.
You just have to complete it, and it's tough with A'ja Wilson's size.
Here's a Gumake. Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh. Here goes A'ja. Count it.
Caitlin, meanwhile, is the challenger. She's coming off a historic rookie season, but the question is, can she beat A'ja's levels? This is a rivalry worth watching because it's not about manufactured drama, but is built on skill, leadership, and the desire to be the best. The Fever and Aces will face each other 3 times in the upcoming season, and these games are already shaping up to be must-watch events. For Caitlin, these are opportunities to prove she can hang out with the best. If she can hold her own, or even outshine A'ja, it will silence many critics. For A'ja, as the reigning MVP, she'd have to remind everyone why she's still at the top of the game. These games aren't just about winning, they're about dominance. This might just be another Bird vs. Magic on our hands. While A'ja was able to dominate the league last year, Caitlin's second-half surge in her rookie season is proof that the gap might not be as wide as we think it is. After the Olympic break, Caitlin's scoring average soared, alongside an increase in assists and efficiency. A'ja was able to lead the league in rebounds and points, but Caitlin wasn't too far behind in total impact, especially considering all that she had achieved just in her rookie season alone. The Fevers have better coaching this year, which means Caitlin's numbers and her team's performance could take a huge leap forward. This rivalry is real because both players have something to prove at an elite level, not to each other, but to the league, the fans, and even themselves. And when you strip away the drama, you'll realize this might just be the rivalry the league needs right now. It's about skill, leadership, and who can elevate their team to new heights. Unlike the forced Caitlin versus Angel narrative, this rivalry has real stakes and a real impact on the court. The best part? It's not just about who's better, it's about who can make the league better. And that's what makes this so exciting to watch. Let's be real, Caitlin Clark doesn't need to prove anything. Her rookie season was historic, and her impact on the WNBA speaks for itself. But the reality is the critics aren't going anywhere, and Caitlin knows it. So if she wants to quiet the critics for good, this season is her chance to do just that. And here's what she needs to do. Caitlin came close to A'ja's stat line in the second half of last season. Her ability to fill out the stat sheet is already well documented, but to be able to properly silence the doubters, she'll need to take her numbers to an even higher level. If she can lead the league in points and assists, the MVP conversation will be hers to lose. It'll be nearly impossible to deny her greatness. Numbers don't lie, and hers could put her in MVP territory. But it's not just about stats. Caitlin also has the chance to improve her efficiency. Her shooting percentages were solid, but not as high as her college years. Now, with better coaching and a year of seasoning, those numbers could climb higher. Imagine Caitlin averaging 25-plus points on 50% shooting while dishing out 10 assists per game. That's the kind of stat line that would shut down even the loudest critics. The Fever's improved coaching under Stephanie White could make them a legitimate playoff contender. Caitlin's ability to step up in high-pressure situations will be key. If Caitlin can lead the Fever to wins against top teams like the Aces or the Liberty, it'll prove she's not just a great player, but a leader who can elevate her team when it really matters.
Here's Clark with it. Fagbenle inside against the taller Mercedes Russell. Stripped away, picked up by Clark. Clark, the feet underneath. Fagbenle working against Giroux. What a move there. 6 on the shot clock. Clark, a deep three.
Caitlin's influence goes beyond the court. If she continues to bring in new fans and grow the WNBA's audience, her value becomes undeniable. On the other hand, A'ja isn't going anywhere. She's the reigning MVP for a reason, and there's every chance she could top her performance from last year.
Gumake working on A'ja Wilson. Shot touched. Another one more than touched.
Now spinning on Boston. There you go.
Taken away. This crowd's starting to make a bit more noise also. Wilson fake one-way go.
Only Wilson back. Jeez, Watts Gray out of bounds.
Players, you get a dip. Oh, A'ja Wilson.
If A'ja continues to dominate on both ends of the floor, she'll solidify her place as the league's best player. The question is, can Caitlin close the gap? It's going to be fun to watch. Rivalries like this are good for the league. They drive interest, create storylines, and give fans a reason to tune in. But they also highlight the WNBA's growing depth of talent, showing that the league isn't just about one or two players. It's a collective of stars pushing each other to new heights. It's the real win for women's basketball. A'ja Wilson deserved SI's Player of the Year. Caitlin Clark deserved Time's Athlete of the Year. Both players are incredible talents, and their success only elevates the WNBA. What do you think? Is the Caitlin-A'ja rivalry real? And who do you think will dominate the 2025 season? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.